I was watching this TV show yesterday with my girlfriend. Now, normally I really don't watch that much TV. I barely watch any TV at all because I honestly think that that's not the greatest thing that you can do for yourself. If you have the best intentions with your life, probably don't watch TV all the time. But I was watching a TV show, which was a dating show. Now, I honestly think that dating shows are... A lot of people are going to laugh at this when they don't understand why I'm watching dating shows, because they think that it's like they're girly shows or something, right? But I honestly think that if you start to learn more about psychology or social dynamics or even something like red pill philosophy, you start to learn how the whole hypergamy thing works, etc. Dating shows really start to become these little underrated gems. Dating shows actually become really, really fun to watch. For example, this show that my girlfriend and I were watching, it's a Dutch dating show, where people have to spend at least 24 hours in a house together. And then when they like each other, they have the option to stay another day, and then they can stay for 5 days total if they want. There are always these scenarios where the girl isn't really convinced if she likes the guy yet, and then the guy thinks, ooh, I need to try harder to impress her. Now, if you know anything about social dynamics and what women want, then you probably instantly start to think, oh, no, don't. And usually in these scenarios, my girlfriend and I, we look at each other and we say, no, this is going to fail. But then the guy ends up trying it anyway, and he keeps asking if the girl wants something more to drink or if he can grab her a blanket to make sure she's comfortable. And 100% of the time the girl loses attraction, and it's really, no offense to the guys, but it's really entertaining to watch. And I think that to some extent you might actually even be able to learn a thing or two from watching a dating show like this, from like the perspective of trying to understand what's going on from a social dynamics perspective. Knowing about hypergamy and all of these things is actually very interesting. Now, there's one big thing I noticed in this show. There are a lot of things I noticed actually, but one thing stood out, which is that there are a lot of guys participating in this show that sort of get mad at the girl whenever she doesn't like him. So the experiment fails, the girl wants to go home after the first day because she's not attracted to him. And then the guy sort of starts asking her questions. And he is blaming her, and he is saying, well, you didn't try hard enough. You didn't try to show me enough affection. And if you did, then maybe you would have liked me more. Or he starts asking questions like, but what is it that you would have wanted in a man? What is it that I could have done differently? That's the worst question. They always ask that question. What should I have done? And then obviously the girl doesn't really know what she should answer, because most people, especially women, they aren't exactly that straight into your face, where they would say something like, well, yeah, I think you're unattractive. I'm not into you, so that's it. She doesn't say that, right? She always starts coming up with some kind of a rationalization or an excuse. And I think a lot of these girls actually believe themselves as well. And then they say something like, for example, they might say something like, well, I really like it if a guy shows a lot of initiative, and you didn't show a lot of initiative, so that's the reason why I didn't like you. And it turns into this big awkward mess that's really going nowhere. The girl's only going to think that the guy's more pathetic. Not that it really matters, because they go home afterwards and they never see each other again, but she's only going to think that the guy is going to become less attractive because of it, and the guy's just making himself look bad on TV, and he's only wasting his time and energy on a girl that isn't into him, a girl that doesn't like him. And this is the point I'm trying to make. So many guys are making the mistake of trying to negotiate with a girl that isn't into them about why she isn't into him, or what he could have done to make sure that she is into him. But the truth is, nothing. There's nothing you could have done. There's nothing you should have said differently that suddenly makes her attracted to you. Think about it. If she would be attracted to you, and let's take a step back to the example of the initiative. She said that she likes guys that show more initiative, right? Okay, now imagine that she meets a guy that is very attractive, But he doesn't show her a lot of initiative. She doesn't f***ing care. She'll stay. She'll tell herself, wow, I really like this guy. Too bad he's not showing a lot of initiative yet, but let's stay another day and see what happens. Let's hope that he'll show me some initiative tomorrow. She doesn't actually care about the initiative. Attraction is really that simple. You cannot negotiate attraction. If she likes you, she likes you. If she doesn't like you, she doesn't like you. You cannot change anything about that in the moment itself. Now, this is what you can do. You can improve yourself and become a more attractive version of yourself. You can start to take better care of your body. You can become more physically attractive. You can get a better grooming ritual to make sure that you have better appearances. You can try to become more confident. You can spend more time working towards your goals, becoming more ambitious. You can develop social skills, which are very important as well. You can do all of these things to make you a more attractive person, so that the next time you meet a girl, there's a higher chance that she's going to think that you are attractive. Yes, definitely, you can become more attractive. But in the moment itself, when you are already in a situation with a girl that isn't attracted to you, no, there is very little to nothing that you can do. And this is one of the biggest mistakes that guys make when it comes to dating. They don't realize that there's nothing you can do in the moment itself. The only thing that you can do is take a step back from the moment, stop focusing on the girl, stop chasing that girl, and start improving yourself, focus on yourself. And we particularly see this with the friend zone example, because most guys don't participate in TV blind dating experiments, but the exact same thing happens in real life, particularly when it comes to the friend zone. Guys that are in the friend zone are doing the exact same thing. They are in a situation with a girl and they already know that the girl isn't really into them. The girl doesn't like them. Yeah, she likes me like a brother or a friend, but so what? That's not what we want, right? We want her to actually like you. She doesn't. She's not attracted to you. She doesn't actually like or love you. And then these guys try to sort of negotiate with her. They try to figure out what it is that they should be doing. How should they act? What things should you say to her? What nice things, how many nice things do we have to do before she starts loving us? It almost starts to turn into like a transaction for a lot of guys. A lot of guys think that love is a transaction. That if you have a person that doesn't love you, and then you do a certain amount of nice things for her, then you have earned her love. Then she'll start loving you. That is actually what a lot of guys are trying to do. And truth is, it doesn't work this way. It simply doesn't. Love is not a transaction that you can earn by doing a certain amount of nice things. That's not how love works. She either likes you or she doesn't like you. And the only way that you can really get her to become more attracted to you is, again, if you stop focusing on her, if you stop chasing her, you take a step back from her and you start focusing on yourself. You start building up yourself until you become a more attractive version of yourself. That is the only way to get her to like you. But even then, I say that when it comes to the friend zone, probably stop chasing her. Because even if you do become a more attractive version of yourself, the chance that she's going to be into you is relatively slim. Even if she is going to become more attracted to you, that might be an unhealthy basis for a relationship because she wasn't initially attracted to you. You started off as friends. Generally speaking, that is not the healthiest basis for a relationship. So even if you do manage to become a significantly more attractive version of yourself, I'm going to have to give you guys the advice, probably stop chasing her, focus on yourself, and spend your time and energy on girls that are actually into you in the first place. those girls are probably worth more of your time. Now, if you have a friend and you think this friend could also use this advice, because let's be honest, a lot of guys today could use this advice, share this video with them.